Let's talk about Hawthorn. We were asked whether we were buyers or sellers last week, and three of us were buyers and one was a seller from memory. The list,
two sellers.
Two sellers, two buyers. Yeah, the young list yesterday didn't work out. Let's hear from Justin Reeves, the CEO, pre-game on the strategy.
Yeah, well, Hawthorn win premierships. Hawthorn are in the business of winning premierships. They have been. I think they've won twice the amount of premierships as any other club in the last 50 years. We sell that we're building our next premiership team. People are looking forward to that next era of dominance from the footy club, not just to hang on, finish sort of, mid-range and do that for another decade or so. So I think that we can be a pretty competitive, strong team this year. But there's no doubt about it. We're in a phase of building and we'll build towards something special. If that takes 2 to 3 years, that's not a big deal for me as a CEO to support.
Yeah, the reason I said buy is because I'm not sure Sam Mitchell had much more of an option with the mess that the list was. Now, 3 years ago, I said Hawthorn's list is the least list I'd like to have in the AFL competition.
You didn't need to trade Tom Mitchell.
Well...
And they're still paying him.
Caro, is that going to get you... That might get you from 18th to 15th. And I'm not sure Hawthorn actually
69,000 supporters, fans turned up at that game. It was their home game.
So what's the difference between finishing 18th and 15th?
They're not back at the MCG till round 9. Supporters hate it. Players hate it. Opposition hate it because those who get to play Hawthorn twice are now seeing a skewed competition. The AFL must loathe this situation.
Rebuilding is a cop-out, but Sam Mitchell didn't have any option because Alistair Clarkson didn't believe in the draft, and the list that he took over
that part is
was
true,
a mess.
but Sam didn't need to cut
there's
so
a
deep.
generational player called Harley Reid who you're going to get number 1, and that could be the next Dustin Martin, which changes
they can't be
your footy club.
Now.
But they might be, Lordo, because...
round 1, that's tanking.
Well, it's not tanking because they're going to try and win, but the strategy leads you to the point where you can't have success. And the difference between
well
finishing...
for Melbourne, didn't it?
Well, it hasn't worked well for many teams, but the difference between finishing 18th and 15th could be you miss out on a generational player. I
dispute you need to finish as low as 15th, and I think it is so devastating for the rest of the competition.
So what do? You get stuck in the middle like St Kilda and Essendon?
It kills your culture, Kane.
How's St Kilda and Essendon's culture? They're stuck in the middle.
Well, I don't think it's as bad as having your supporters go week in, week out and expecting to lose.
You've just spent 15 minutes speaking about Essendon's culture. They've been stuck in the middle.
Yeah, but they've got cultural issues for other reasons. I mean, there are not everything. There are other culture killers, but this is one of them.
Just looking at Hawthorn on the weekend and where they got it wrong against the side that they might think they might finish around in the bottom 4 or 5 with them. This was the lowest pressure factor of any Hawks team since 2010, Hutch, and 43 tackles when they hardly had the footy. So I think Sam Mitchell didn't sugarcoat it. He was bitterly disappointed with what they served up, and it's going to be a long, hard year if they keep serving up what they served up on the weekend.